Welcome on to the next edition of Run with Coach Parry. I'm Brad Brown, and we've got the coach with us once again, Lindsay Parry. Lindsay, how's it?
Very good, thanks, Brad. How are you?
Very, very good, thanks. It's that time of the year where people are starting to ramp up mileage, particularly ahead of the Comrades Marathon, and these sort of questions keep popping up more and more often on our forums where somebody's picked up a slight niggle or they've got a bit of a pain somewhere. And I think this is probably a good time to answer this question. Lindsay, is it a good idea to push through a slight niggle or if you're feeling some pain when you're training?
So the very simple answer to that question is no, and I'm going to qualify it because obviously there are, firstly, exceptions to that, and secondly, most runners are going to flat out ignore that advice. So we're going to talk through how do you make the decision about whether that's a good idea or not a good idea. So any pain or niggle that you've picked up is really a sign from your body that you've overdone it. And you do need some sort of modification, quite often a day or two of rest and everything is taken care of. But what I've kind of come to accept over the years is that it's very difficult for people to stop, especially when they're training for a goal that's providing real fear or motivation to get the job done, is that people will continue to train with injury. So how do we make this decision about what is being stupid and potentially causing you lots of harm and headache and heartache from missing weeks of training, and what is the sort of thing that we can continue to train with? And I really just break it down into very simple things to understand. Number one, when I'm running and I'm running with pain, is there any progression in pain? That goes for during the run. So if I start running and the longer I run for, the more painful it gets, that means you have to get some help. Rest as an absolute minimum, some short-term rest, but you absolutely have to get some help. Otherwise, it's going to get worse and worse, become chronic, gives you loads of problems. You're going to miss out on weeks of training. The second thing is progression around after session, so in between sessions. So I run today, my Achilles is sore, I run today, and while I'm running, actually doesn't feel too bad, possibly even feels a little bit better. But as soon as I stop running, maybe between 30 and 50 minutes after that run, the Achilles is noticeably more painful. Or in the morning when I wake up, and that's the next day, it's noticeably more painful. If any of those two scenarios occur, then you've got to get treatment and you've got to stop exercising. Otherwise, it's going to end up in a place where you potentially miss out altogether on the race that you are training for. If there's no change, so in other words, running is not allowing it to get better and it's not getting any worse, then I would still encourage treatment, because then I think you could carry on training and get treatment and it would get better and it would start to get better. But I would seek treatments. And then obviously there's the third kind, which is just where we overdo it ever so slightly. It's pretty irritated maybe for one or two runs, but each time I run, and certainly after runs, it's definitely getting better and better. And those type of little overreaching niggles, for sure, we can train through those. Obviously, if it keeps occurring in the same place, same thing applies. We go to someone, get a professional, try and figure out why it keeps recurring, loosen up, release whatever needs to be released, get a couple of home-based exercises that you can do to strengthen and or correct wherever the little issue is there, and we carry on training. So that's, in a nutshell, how you would decide how clever it is to carry on training with an injury or a niggle.
Yeah, Lindsay, and I know often it's driven by finances, where people go, I don't really want to go see a physio or a bio, but often if you just err on the side of caution and go and see a professional sooner rather than later, the quicker you get it sorted, the quicker your chances are of having it fixed, and also the better your chances are that it doesn't turn into something major.
Yeah, and as you say, Max, spending a little bit of money in the short term might save you a lot of money in the long term. So, yeah, I mean, if treatment is needed and you love running and you want to make it to race day, sometimes you've just got to accept that a couple of $100 is going to make a big difference to your quality of life, quality of running, and ability to get the job done on race day.
Absolutely. As always, Lindsay, great to catch up. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget, if you'd like to win access to the Coach Parry online training platform, all you need to do is check out the hashtag Biogen Journey. We could be making you a winner. We've been following James Hobbo Hobson's journey to Ironman 70.3 this year. We're helping him get there. He's doing amazingly well. And if you tell us what you're training for and what you need help with, we could be making you a winner. That hashtag, once again, is hashtag Biogen Journey. Let us know, and we could be picking you as the winner. And you can find out if you are a winner on our audio podcast. So make sure you check that out on Stitcher and iTunes. And if you need help with your training, be sure to check out the Coach Parry online training community and platform. We've got over 60 training programs. There's strength and conditioning in there as well, and all the help that you need through our very easy to use and access iOS and Android mobile app. There's a drop and drag editor for your training schedule as well, and a whole lot more, and a very interactive forum. So make sure you check that out. Lindsay, as always, thanks for your time. We look forward to catching up again next week.
Cheers, Brad.